I could not clap because the movie moved me so much.
Correct. Absolutely.
I'm in a different frame right now, so please bear with me if I'm not in a joyous mood because the movie is brilliantly made, but it's very different. I have a question for you. The question is, what happens when marital rape becomes a law? Because this is just a trailer. The big thing on which there are interest groups which are working towards it, and there are lawyers here, and you're a filmmaker, you're researching, and this question is also for you. How difficult this will become when the current definitions of rape, and whatever you see here, become a marital rape law? How grave will this be? And I don't see we being able to stop it. Marital rape law will become reality because the interest groups, political correctness, the moment I say I question feminism, I'll be labeled as something else. And this is the reality. What do you think should be our response as a society?
I have a view on this, that if there's an injustice, there should be a rule. I understand your fear, but if there is truly rape, any kind of crime that happens, there should be a remedy. There is some remedy. It's not like there is no remedy.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes there is obfuscated intentionally, but even there is there. The root of most of our problems is that, which we get very distracted from, is that we are fundamentally living in a society where if you go to the court, you don't get justice because the time that it takes, the money that it takes, the resources that it takes, how much convoluted the system is. Even for me to navigate a legal system is not easy. And that needs to be fixed. Until that is not fixed, everything is a problem. And everything that is happening, everything is becoming a knee-jerk reaction. We are traveling from one knee-jerk reaction that, okay, change law, make everything, throw them in jail, just do something crazy, and then, okay, now we do another knee-jerk reaction and let's reverse everything. So we'll never reach a solution this way. What we have to fix is that, first of all, look at the number of judges we require. Look at any developed country and how many judges they have. Do you know what budget we spend on judiciary? We have 3 organs of government we study in school, right? There's parliament, legislative, and then there's executive, and then there's judiciary, right? What should be the budget of judiciary? Let's say the whole budget is 100. What percentage of it should be going to judiciary? At least 1%, 2%, something like that? I don't know. Not less than that. We have 0.04% of the budget of India going to a judiciary. What do you expect? How do you expect a good outcome? We have, in countries, most of the developed countries, we expect to be a developed country someday. We are a developing country. If you look at countries, how many judges they have per million people and how many we have, I don't know if this alone will solve all problems, but can you actually solve any problem without these basic fundamental issues? We have the same police which keeps the line in religious possession and makes sure there is no riots, and that same police is supposed to investigate. Same police is supposed to protect the VIP from any kind of attacks or whatever. How many things is that person supposed to do? You need proper investigators whose only job is to investigate. When you have such agencies where their simple job is to investigate, they do a beautiful job. Right? We have agencies in our country which have 80%, 90% conviction rate because they don't even take a case without them. If they get into it, they will make sure that they collect all the evidence and they will not accuse somebody falsely and so on. Now, That opportunity our police does not have. How many police personnel will we need for that to change? Have you done that calculation? You cannot keep changing the law, nothing will change. You can make the law whatever you want. You can bring as many amendments as you want. Who is enforcing the law? Who's doing the investigation? What resources do they have to do the investigation? Today a policeman or a woman tries to drive away the average person who comes to the police with some kind of solution or non-solution. Why? Because that person does not have bandwidth to deal with another case in proper way. So, there wouldn't be any solution unless we start asking the real question. The real question is not men versus women. The real question is that why do we and it is not even any government, I don't blame the government. We are all to be blamed. Why is it not a basic necessity for us that we live in a just society? ठीक तो चल रहा है, क्या problem है? Right? Government gets away, not even gets away, government doesn't care because we don't care. If we really care that no, justice is important for us, we want to live in a society where everybody has access to justice, then we are not those people. Let's just start from that. If we are those people, then our representative will also be different. And it is an anomaly in many countries. It is an anomaly that in India we have this kind of a system where we don't have judges, don't have police, don't have any bandwidth to do justice. We don't have the bandwidth required to do justice, which is why injustice is the default. What law will you change?
Let me rephrase the question because I think the question was different.
Puneet, I think there is no.
No, the question is.
Well, the people who know the system and people who are already in the courts pretty much know why the law for marital rape is being brought. Why this entire effort has galvanized after 2014. Because 2014 के बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला 498 में आप इमीडिएटली अरेस्ट नहीं करोगे, तो अभी हस्बैंड को कैसे इमीडिएटली अरेस्ट कराना है? उसके ऊपर अननेचुरल सेक्स का केस लगा दो, उसके भाई के ऊपर रेप का केस लगा दो, उसके फादर के ऊपर मॉलेस्टेशन का केस लगा दो, सर सारे के सारे आदमी घर के जो हैं अंदर चले जाए और उसके बाद आप जितना ही पैसा मांग सकते हो मांग लो। अभी वो सब चीज़ें भी शायद थोड़ा बहुत रिलीफ लोगों को मिलने लग गया था। There are a lot of people who are getting bails now in molestation cases, rape cases. तो अभी क्या है, हस्बैंड को ही रेप के केस में पकड़ के अंदर एटलीस्ट उसको डालो। I used to feel very, kind of gutted to talk like this earlier because there are women who genuinely go through extreme sexual and physical violence within their marriage. I feel gutted to see where 498A has come today. It's a joke. Nothing happens. And this is concern of the police officers also who actually want to help people who face violence and who are living with criminals. But they also do not have much say now. अभी guidelines pass हो गया है, तो अभी 498 में आप immediately arrest नहीं कर सकते हो. All the police stations are full of these cases. Just I think 4 days back, news में नहीं आती ऐसी चीजें. There's a young boy, engineer, who was doing really good in his life. उसकी सिर्फ एक ये गलती थी कि उसके भैया की शादी खराब हो गई. दिल्ली का केस. This woman filed a gang rape case against her own husband and उसका एक छोटा भाई. He was not even staying with them. He had to spend 1 month in jail. Imagine a gang rape case accused getting out of jail within 1 month. Doesn't happen. Gang rape is the most serious charge. But the judges categorically observed that it has become a trend to allege rape on father-in-law, on brother-in-law, and we see this case falling into the same category. Anyways, investigation will go on and everything in this person should cooperate on bail, but we would let him free because it doesn't look like he has done. What was the allegation of the woman? Somewhere 4 years ago, this man, because the AC was not working in the room, so this man came to sleep in me and my husband's room. And that's where all of this happened. 2 lines, no date, She was staying in that home for next 2 years, but not until and unless all of this matrimonial dispute started. Why? Because she doesn't want to stay with her in-laws. That's where all of this mess started. A lot of cases were filed earlier, but then you would have a gang rape charge so that all of them can go inside, and then the real negotiation will start. So I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that if marital rape law gets passed, it would be a free run. आज के टाइम पे जो सेटलमेंट का अमाउंट 10 लाख का होता है वो मैरिटल रेप के बाद 50 लाख होगा मिनिमम, एंड इट कैन गो टू आई थिंक एनी नंबर. आई मीन we are all sitting here and we know what is going to happen. Just quickly, very quickly, and to Ramanuj, there we already have laws that can take care of sexual abuse within a marriage.
Yes.
If a woman gets separated from her husband and there is this violence or any ill treatment that is she's going on with, if she separates from her husband and that husband does any sort of nonsense with her, she can charge him of rape. That law exists as of now. Domestic violence has recognition of sexual violence. There is 377 also, which is now being increasingly, slapped along with 498A. If somebody actually gets the statistics, which are so tough to figure out, 377 before 2014, if somebody gets the number checked across India, would be minuscule. After 2014, just look at the number of 377 cases being filed across India. It's very weird that all the kind of unnatural sex started happening only after 2014, where the Avnish Kumar judgment came. It's just not. I mean, you can see it so clearly that there are some patterns to it, right? So, just quickly. There was a law called Irretrievable Breakdown of Marriage, which was about to come in 2012. I still remember that was a time when Martyrs of Marriage and my journey into men's issues started. It was a simple law that basically said that you don't need to put allegations on your husband or wife or itna taam-jam karne ki zarurat nahi hai. You guys cannot live together. Your marriage has irretrievably broken down. This is a concept quite existing in the West, where you don't put any allegations, your marriage has broken down, please amicably, walk your paths separately. But India में जब ये law के बारे में discussion शुरू हुआ, तो फिर हमारी women organizations ने बोला कि ऐसे कैसे, तो 50% property अगर irretrievable breakdown of marriage में अगर एक husband चाहता है कि उसको divorce मिले, तो 50% property wife को automatically मिलेगी, and this includes ancestral. This includes the property attained during the marriage. We've actually had examples, and we've actually had some women stop the proceedings that they were going to do against their husbands. Instead, अभी पहले एक बार ये law आने तो उसके बाद फिर इसी law में जाएंगे. सीधा 50% property मिल रही है तो फिर क्या फायदा? So there are a lot of people who would do exactly this after marital rape law comes, and right now they're saying, okay, misuse is something that can happen, but we will deal with it later. So,
my problem remains that even if you deal with one problem, another will come, and this will never stop. Okay, until there is a fundamental change in the nature of how the investigation and judiciary work. You wanted to say something?
Very quickly. Thank you for making this. A lot of pain, and I don't know why Jindal University people were not wanting to air this or show this, because a lot of mothers, wives are here. Women are here in this movie. Every man has a mother or a sister or a daughter also. Just because of one wrong lady who's there as a friend or a colleague or a wife, whatever, doesn't mean other women are bad. So I don't know why they were against it. Very short-sighted approach of the college. That's all I can say.
What you are saying is that there are many women victims of this.
Many women who are facing the problem because their brother or a son or a daughter.
Exactly. Yeah, there are many women victims also of these kind of false cases.
There are X number of women putting false cases. There are 3x or 5x of women who are facing the problem because their brother or a son are facing this. So it's a reality.
Even they are facing like cases on us also.
Yes.
My brother is having the same case as Arvind, and his name is also Arvind. Okay? And my mother has to go out. He has to lock my brother. I'm like, I'm not supposed to go to my hometown because she has filed a case against me also.
So for
Like they are
everybody's
using the
information here,
feminism card like anything
Sorry.
when the property is involved, and my brother is a paralytic person, and just when I started like following Deepika, I thought I gave him his friend. Last week also he has written a suicide letter, and he asked my mother, why did you give birth to me, mummy? Why did you give birth to me? And we came to know this lady is my husband is his fourth husband.
Your brother is
Yes,
your husband.
fourth husband. It's very no law is supporting. We have changed the advocate. Everything has been done. But I told my brother, don't worry. Let's see what happens. Deepika is there for us. Really.
Yeah, I think it's very important when so many people come together and they share their ideas and knowledge. And Deepika has become that source of not only inspiration but a center of knowledge also on how to deal with this.
We are talking here about domestic violence and rape cases. I'm Rekha this side, and I've been dealing sexual harassment at the workplace cases since 2014, and I've dealt hundreds of cases. यहाँ पर आप सिर्फ रेप और डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस में फंसे हुए हैं. अभी आप देखिएगा सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट एट द वर्कप्लेस पे जो लड़कों को फंसाया जा रहा है, दे आर गोइंग टू कम टू द कोर्ट. उसके जो केसेस होते हैं, उसके जो रिपरकशंस पूरी फैमिली पे होते हैं, वो भी बहुत खतरनाक होते हैं. यहाँ एक बच्चा इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा है, वो फंसा है. यहाँ एक बच्चा जो शॉप पे बैठा है, वो फंसा है. फैमिली के पास शॉप तो है, वो लड़का जो जॉब कर रहा है पिछले कई सालों से अपने परिवार को पाल रहा है, अचानक से उसकी जॉब गई बिकॉज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विल यूज टू से जीरो टॉलरेंस पॉलिसी फॉर दिस पॉश, एंड दे यूज टू किक हिम आउट. और उसमें हमारे जो रिपोर्ट्स होती है उसमें ये लिखा जाता है नो एविडेंस टू प्रूव दिस. ठीक है, बट फॉल्स हम नहीं लिख सकते. अगर लड़की ने केस किया है तो इट्स नॉट अ फॉल्स केस, बट वी आर नॉट एबल टू प्रोवाइड द एविडेंस, एनफ एविडेंस. बट उसके ऊपर एलिगेशन लगा है, टैग लग गया है पूरे ऑफिस में, एंड नाउ ही हैज टू गो आउट फ्रॉम दैट ऑफिस.
नेक्स्ट वीक कौन सा उसको बहुत आसानी से जॉब मिल जाएगी. एक बार आपके ऊपर सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट का एलिगेशन लग गया तो वो
होते हैं. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अगर बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है उसमें
advantage or benefits. How can you say that you can blindly just believe whatever words somebody is uttering when there are a lot of evidences that you can gather? This is actually the biggest problem. I've met endless police officers. Just recently, I've gone to DCP East, and that person is also sitting in the audience. This man has been accused by a woman who has accused multiple other men of rape, and by saying शादी का झांसा देके rape. Within 1 week of meeting these men, 1 week, 10 days, okay, that man is sitting right now in the audience with us. I was telling him that this is the case, and he's like, what can we do? Our police officers are implicated in false cases. हमारे police officers को भी बचाओ please आप लोग. And they are like, आप लोगों ने लॉ चेंज करवाया सड़कों पे जाके नारे लगा के, अब आप दोबारा से नारे लगाओ. झूठे केसेस इतने सारे हो रहे हैं. This is a deputy commissioner of police talking, and honestly I know they are not exaggerating. The law is such. वो लोग कुछ कर नहीं सकते. 164 की स्टेटमेंट है, सिर्फ स्टेटमेंट में जो बोला है उसके बेसिस के ऊपर आप चार्जशीट फाइल करो. Just words, and I'm not saying that every rape case or every sexual assault case will have evidence. No, there are many cases and there are many instances जहाँ पे the woman will not have any evidence because something like that have happened in the closed doors. But now you are saying that a woman who you can see is walking happily into the hotel, who is walking happily out also of the hotel in CCTV footage, in evidence, if she says in her statement that no, at that time on that date there was a rape or sexual abuse, then all of this that you can see right in front of your eyes, CCTV footage, call details, she has been messaging, there are all kinds of conversations happening between them, all of that is redundant, and only what she has written in her statement is important. That is the problem. Investigation is not one-sided, you have to find out the truth.
Exactly. Once we get the case, we can file, anyone can file the case. investigation agency have to be very serious and do their work.
But I'm so glad, Deepika, that there are people like you, especially there are women like you. There are, there are so many men who walk shoulder to shoulder with women to get their rights. I think there should be more and more women who should walk with their brothers and fathers and friends and the society as a whole. When you see something wrong is happening to them, I think that's the only way we can make a fair society and a just society.